Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and thank you for having this dialogue. So this is another very interesting dynamic that we run into when we have this conversation about LoadProof with a prospect or even sometimes customers. So they like the product, they love it, all the features, but hey, okay, all right, I'll take these pictures. What do I do with these pictures? Then and it's amazing to see how I mean, they are very good at what they do, right? That's why they're in that business, and they're doing so well, and they have some of the amazing products and so forth. But right, when you're doing things certain way, people get stuck in that box. They every day morning, they show up and they do their thing, and they go home and they come back and do the same thing, and then go home, and they live in that box, and it becomes very difficult for them to think outside of the box, right? That's why sometimes when an outsider brings in an interesting perspective, it's very fascinating, and sometimes that's very simple. I mean, this is something that we run into. I mean, we had this amazing VP. They had this great product, and that was like getting delivered all over the world, and they were like, hey, all right, this is all great. We do a great job. We make our product, ship our product, but what do we do with these pictures? I mean, they're like, man, and they pay for their own freight. That means they pay to the trucking companies, transportation companies, and they move that freight, right? All this product, they pay for that, which is even better, because often retailers have something called dynamic routing. So they optimize. So they say, hey, we'll pay for your freight, so that way they get a discount in terms of pricing. And later what they do is they optimize across all the different places that they have to pick product from. So they do some kind of a dynamic routing algorithm, and then they give a route to their the trucking company that they are paying for. So those guys go to multiple stops and then pick it up, right? That's typically how it is, but not everybody does it. Not all retailers do it, but some of the biggest retailers definitely do it, because that helps them optimize and save money on that front as well, right? So but in this case, these guys were paying for their own freight. That means they had a contract with the trucking company to deliver this product. But for whatever reason, even in intercompany transfers, right, within the same company, when product gets moved from East Coast DC to West Coast DC or somewhere else, they had this problem. And even on the wholesale side as well, they were selling to, because these guys had a great product that they were manufacturing, and they were selling it to a wholesale distributor, and the wholesale distributor was like receiving all damaged products. So you take pictures, and then now, when you take pictures of how good you guys did a job, right? How nicely you packed it, how nicely you shipped it, how nicely, you stacked your products while building that pallet, right? How nicely you loaded your trucks with these pallets, and how nicely you put all these pillows and things like that so the pallet doesn't shake and fall down. When you take those pictures, right, you can, and on the other side, let's say the wholesaler received the product and it was damaged for whatever reason, you're able to have that conversation with the trucking company. Hey, guys, look at it, right? I know you guys have been working with us for a long time, but I am receiving way too many damages on these products. This is the condition of the product when it's getting delivered at my wholesaler DC, and this is not right. I mean, we did everything correct, and in spite of all these damage happened. So, hey, trucking company, why is this happening, right? You show your pictures, and you have a conversation with your trucking company and tell them, hey, I can only do so much, and if you guys don't do a great job, then we got to switch the service provider, right? So that's another thing, and from an outsider, for us, it was very simple. Hey, why can't you have this conversation? It took a while for them to realize, oh my God, we can do that, or we can have such conversations with our trucking companies, because those guys are very good in their distribution business. They come to the office in the morning, they do all this order fulfillment, picking, packing, palletizing, shipping, and all that. Great, but they don't often think outside of the box. It's very simple. Hey, if you don't do a good job, you get fired. I mean, that happens all the time, and people know that, right? So it was just interesting to see such a large company. They're so in their box, so good at making this great product, so good at delivering this great product to their distributors and even retailers, but they struggle to realize, oh my God, we can do that, right? We can do that, and when damages happen, when chargebacks arrive, now we have proof to show that we did our job right, and we tell this story all the time, because this basically started in the 3PL industry, because the 3PLs don't have a lot of margin. Their margins are very slim, and if they lose money like this, if the customer, shipper for whom they are working for, if they turn around and tell them, hey, we are not going to pay you because you delivered this product in a damaged manner to the customer, they're going to lose money. They will lose their towel very, very fast. So that's why and they are able to push, and they are the real professionals in this logistics business, and they follow some of the best practices, and they have some very, very sophisticated tools as well, right? So that's the origin of this, and not every distributor, especially when they're manufacturing a product, they're so focused in manufacturing, they're so focused in getting that product right, making sure the quality is great. So they don't always have this expertise, right, like the 3PLs. So this is something to think about, right? I mean, as a CEO of an organization, as a VP of supply chain, at the end of the day, you want to get all these benefits for your organization. It's I mean, for $50 million company, $60 million company, we see chargebacks anywhere from $300,000 to $500,000, sometimes even $700K, more than that. So that is all big dollars. I mean, you can save all those dollars, and by taking pictures, you can push back on them, and that is free money, literally, right? So that's why it's important to think about this dynamics. Very interesting to see how you could potentially get into the box, doing your things so well, but struggle to look at some different perspectives, right? I mean, nothing wrong with that, but we all do that. We all do that. That's just the human nature. But this is something to think about, right? So it's something to think about, and get that free money, save those dollars, stop the bleeding. So yeah, please let us know what you think about this video, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video again, and let's continue the conversation offline as well.